Hi everybody, welcome to part 2 of the teddy backpack. So in the last video, we went ahead and put together the outside of this bad boy. Got it all pieced, and so even got the zipper on and everything. So in this video, we're going to assemble everything you need in the lining, and then we're going to put it all together. So let's get started. So what we're gonna do first is assemble the side pockets on the side panel. So I have my side panels here, and the slip side pockets are pretty much assembled the exact same way as the outside ones. And these ones are just 2 inches longer than your outside pockets, but the same width, obviously. So we're going to just sew along the top and bottom, and we're going to turn them right side out, top stitch, and then attach them to our side panels. I'm just gonna do them at the same time here. Do the other end. Okay, now turn them around. There we go. Just like that. And then top stitch them where you sewed them. Do I want the yellow? I think I want it. I want my gray side out. I think that'd be cute. All right. I'm just giving it a good finger press. Okay, so I just top stitched both ends. Do the same to my other piece. Again, if you're doing the diaper bag version, you're doing elastic side pockets at this point. Okay, so once you have that done, you're going to put them on your side panels just like you did your outside pieces. So I'm just going to measure 2 inches up from the bottom. All right, 2 inches, yep. Same exact directions as the outside liner slip pockets. Okay. Only difference is the pockets are a couple inches longer on the inside. You don't have to make them a couple inches longer. You can leave them the same size as the outside, whatever you want to do. All right, so place them on your line. I'm just clipping mine in place so they don't shift around on me. All right. Stitch them up. All right, voila. Other side's open there, okay, and I stitched along that just same stitch that I top stitched earlier. I'll go ahead and do the same thing with the second piece. Okay. All right, and that's your side panels. Easy peasy. Okay, so I got my 2 side panels done, and then I'm going to go ahead and attach it to the bottom piece. Well, I've got these here, and I think, what's my seam allowance? Do I use the same? 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch seam allowance with these. Just like you did with your outside pieces. Okay. And I am going to top stitch. I'm going to open up my seam and top stitch along both sides. Okay, just makes it look pretty. And do the same on your other side. Make sure you got your panel going the right way here. So down like that. Okay. Open it up, top stitch. I don't know if I clipped my center side. I am going to clip the center of my bottom piece real quick because I forgot to do that before. Just so when I assemble it, I know where my middle is at. And then we're going to work on the other slip pocket piece. Okay, so that's my gusset for the inside. Set that aside. Now I did this off camera because I do it the same exact way as I did my outside zippers. I put an inside zipper. It's not in the pattern. I added it. I'd like to have an inside zipper almost always, so. It's the same size as the front top zipper. That's what I used for this, if you're wondering. So, and I placed it 3 inches down just like the other one. Okay, so our slip pocket should have 2 pieces, and we're going to sew it together. Just like we did our side slip pockets, same exact idea. Okay, so stitch along the top and the bottom. And I'm just gonna do a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, and then turn that out. Snag that. Okay, and then you're going to top stitch. My bobbin might be almost out. Have to keep an eye on it. I'll check it in a minute. All right. Oh, look at that. Ah, it's out. I was right. It, like, you can hear it. I can hear it when it's running low. Completely empty. All right, that's good because we want to change this up before we put it all together. Make sure we have a full bobbin to end with. All right. All right. Sorry if you could hear my kids in the background. I'll tell them to be quiet in a minute. They sound loud to me. I don't know if they're loud on camera or not. All right, so 2 inches up from the bottom, just like you do on your side pockets, because they kind of all line up with each other when the whole bag's together, which is kind of cool. And you do this just the same way. I am gonna separate this one into 2 different pockets. It's a nice big slip pocket. Okay. So I am going to draw a line down the middle of mine. Let's see where my middle is here. We're at 11 and a half. So about, sorry, let me do my math. 5 3/4. Yeah, 5 3/4. I'm gonna have to use my chalk pen though. So mark your middle. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. It doesn't have to be perfect on the inside of the bag. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, there's my middle. So I'm going to come down the side, down the bottom. I'm gonna go up one side of that line, across, and back down the other side of that line, and down and up. Actually, I should leave it at a regular. I'm just gonna go, I went back and forth once just to give it a little extra stitch there at the top, since it'll probably have a bit of stress put on it. And that's our main slip pocket panel with our 2 pockets, okay? And that chalk line will just rub right off. Okay, so next we're going to assemble our lining just like we did our outside pieces. I'm gonna clip my center real quick, top and bottom. All right, and I'll get my pieces together. All right, let's assemble this inside lining. It's exactly like the outside. So I already have my centers clipped on the bottom here. So I'm just gonna start, and I'm not leaving an opening in this lining because I left that big old pocket on the back of the bag open. And that is where I'm gonna pull my bag through, hopefully. I've never done it this way, and I'm hoping that everything works out. I'm sure it will. Like, I don't know why it wouldn't. All right. Sorry, I'm going to match up the top first here. My bad. And come down. My linings never fit like perfect. My outsides usually fit really nice, but my linings I struggle with, and I don't know why that is. If everybody struggles with linings or if it's just me. Like I always have a few bumps on the bottom. If someone knows why that is, let me know. Maybe it's just the canvas. It might just be the canvas. I still think the linings turn out just fine and they look nice, but they'd look nicer if there were no bumps. Okay, so I have this all clipped on. Let's put that part together. Move you over just a little bit. Okay. And I'm gonna start at a 1/2 inch, just like we did the outside, and I'm gonna increase it to 3/4 so I don't have a saggy lining. Now you get your other piece and do the exact same thing, guys. I got my centers already clipped. I think, yep. Clip those up. gonna clip my corner and see if that helps it lay. I need my other scissors though. I don't think it will, but sometimes it does. Let's try it. Maybe. Yeah. That helped a little bit. All right, do your other side. I'm going to clip this again. All right, and sew that on just like you did your other half. Reach back down over here. All right, here we go. Did I go back? Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I didn't go back up to my 1/2 inch up here. Shoot. I'll leave some holes in my canvas. It's okay. All right. I remember to go back up to my 1/2 inch. All right, so we're gonna trim our seam allowance down, and then we're going to get our exterior pieces and put this all together. All right, we're going to put this whole thing together. So I turned out my lining right side out. I turned my main exterior piece with it inside out. So I am going to put my right sides together, and I want my zipper pocket here on the front. So I'm going to put my lining into my bag. Okay, so you always, whenever you're putting together a bag, the birthing method way where you leave a hole, you can sew it either way. You just have to make your right sides, make sure your right sides are together. Either way, even if your lining was on this outer part and your bag is on the inner part, it doesn't matter. As long as the right sides are together, it'll turn out fine. I've got my zipper pocket here, and it's got the zipper's open. And so the only tricky part about sewing up this top is going to be these zipper pieces here. We just got to make sure that when we sew them together, so when I clip this together, I'll make sure they're laying nice. Just make sure your zipper is laying nice in there. You see that? When I clip it, so when you sew over it, you sew in the right spot. And then make sure your straps and everything are out of your way. And just line up. I had clipped earlier all my centers, so I know where all the center parts of my bags are in my lining. So I'm gonna start by clipping all of my center parts, okay? My center pieces here. And then I'll line up my seams here. And I'll line up this seam. Make sure my zipper is down. Hard to show you here, I'm trying. Sorry, get my seam down there. You want these seams as flat as possible right here because you don't want there to be a big bump where your zipper comes over, or else it'll be hard for you to zip it. I have learned that from experience. Okay. All right, and then go along and just let's clip it all up. Let's see if I put it out a little bit more farther maybe. I don't know. Okay. I mean, I'm just clipping along the zipper now, along the top. So where my zipper is, I'm just gonna make sure that it's laying nice. And I'll clip it. I'm gonna put quite a few clips on that part just to make sure the zipper stays put. Okay. All right, and then this side, same thing. Just make sure your zipper's laying nice and down. Okay. After that's all clipped, we're gonna sew it. And I'm gonna do a 1/4 inch seam allowance because of my zipper there. That's about all I can do. Okay, so I'm gonna sew around this whole top now. And then we'll pull it through the back pocket. Okay. sew it all the way around. Here's the true test, okay? We're going to pull it out through this pocket. Look at that. Nice one big, huge, long bag. It worked, it worked. Yay. Poke out all your corners. Everything out. Double check your zipper ends here. Yep. Everything worked. Okay, so we want to sew up this pocket. Ooh, I'm so happy that worked. I mean, I knew it would, but I had never physically done it that way. So yay! And I don't know, I just prefer this to the drop-in lining. When I do the drop-in lining, I have a hard time getting it to line up exactly where I want it and match. Some people love the drop-in lining, so if you want to do it that way, go for it. I'm sure that's just a thing of preference, right? Okay, so we just need to sew up this pocket. We'll need to top stitch, and then we add our rectangle frame and do our straps, and we are done. I'm just closing up this zipper. It's a big old zipper. This back zipper was the perfect thing to pull it through. I didn't really struggle. It was plenty of space. So I knocked everything into my trash here. All right, so I'm just gonna sew this pocket up real quick. Okay. And then we'll top stitch. those thread ends real quick. All right, stick this pocket in the bag. I'm gonna make sure it goes. It doesn't have to be perfect right now. I can mark that later. Okay. There's our pocket. All right, push our lining in. All right. All right, once your lining's all pushed in there, you're going to just kind of finger press that material. If you have cotton and material you can iron, then iron that down. And then we're gonna go ahead and top stitch along here. And then I'll come back and I will show you how to put in the frame. Okay, so we have it all top stitched. Okay, I put on my little zipper stops, okay, on both sides. So now we're gonna add the wire frame, which all we do, so I'm just pushing this all in, making sure it's down. All we do for that is we are going to so the top stitch that we just did, that's going to be my guideline. And I'm gonna sew 3/4 an inch down all the way around the bag. I'm gonna do one big long stitch on the outside, or 3/4 down from this top stitch along the bag, okay? So we'll move over here. And I already have 3/4 marked on my machine here, so I know where that's at. Wait, is that gonna work? Yeah. No, that's not gonna work because I can't fit the bag in the other way. Okay, I'm gonna mark on this. Just kidding. All right, I'm marking on this 3/4 down, okay? And I'm just using my chalk pen, which I really like. I like my chalk pen. I'm not sure where I got it, but it works great. Oh, it's called Clover. And it just has like a little rolly, I don't know. It's great for darker materials. It shows up great and it just brushes off, which is even better. Your line does not have to be a perfect line. Almost there. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to sew that. So I just marked a line 3/4 away from that top stitch line. Okay, and we're gonna sew that. And I just kind of press my lining down as I go, making sure it's all kind of even. Just find a starting point. Make sure you don't get the rest of your bag in there. You could go from the inside. I just feel like I want to make sure my top stitch looks nice. So I'm going from this way. And I feel like it pulls the lining too nicely this way. And just take your time and do that stitch. And I've said this before, you don't have to use a wireframe on this bag. If you want to be done with this bag, then that's fine. All you gotta do is do the strap connectors, the strap sliders, and it'll still be a super cute backpack. But the wireframe does add to it. It does make it look so cute. Almost there. Okay. All right. I will burn those threads. All right, let me get my wireframe. Okay. So here's our bag. We've got our space right there that we just sewed. So all that you're gonna do is you're gonna find your seam right here, okay? And you're going to take out a couple of the stitches in your seam. And you're going to slide your frame through that. I was a little weary of this at first, but it totally works. Just go slow, whoops, go slow. And get those stitches. There. There. Okay, just gotta do a couple. See how I open that up? And then we're gonna just take our frame and we're gonna slide it through. And you slide it past the point you need and get it in, which can be come on, getting it up and over that. There we go. And then slide it back through that way. You can hand stitch that shut if you're worried about it, but I don't know why you would have to really. Okay, easy, right? One part of the frame, oh, it's uneven. So once your other frame gets in there, it's easier to tell where the center is. Okay, so there's one side. So go to the next and do the same exact thing. find your stitches there. Mine are gray, so they're kind of show through luckily, and I can see it. Yeah, they say if you don't want to leave it open, you can hand stitch this closed. So if you would rather, you could totally do that. You could also just burn those little threads too. Okay. Take your next frame. Same thing. Well, come in. Try that again. Here we go. You have to push that past. Okay, and then just push it back in and get it evened up. About right there. Good. It's in. Yay! Watch this. Ready? Look at that. Oh, it's so cute. Zip it on up. So all we have to do is the straps. Look at that. Isn't that cute with the frame in there? And then when you open it up, it's so nice and wide. Look at that. I love it. Totally love it. Okay, let me get the sliders. Okay, so we have the sliders. So this took me a little while, a little figuring out the first time how to do it. So don't get too frustrated. I will try to demonstrate as best I can. So here's my bottom webbing. I'm gonna go up and through my slider and put it on like that first, okay? Just like that. Make sure it's all flat and everything, okay? So, and then I'm gonna take this piece and I'm gonna go in here and come back behind. Now, I'm going to get this and I'm pushing this out of my way, okay? I'm taking this piece that I put through and I'm looping it behind and through the top piece, through the slider. You see that? Okay. Now what you have, this piece is behind that front piece there. Okay, you're going to take this piece right here under your machine and you're going to sew that together. Okay, because then it will slide a lot easier. Look at that. It slides super nice when you do it that way. Now, Sally Tomato just started selling actual backpack gliders. So they're not like these purse strap ones. I have some on order. They're still not here. I was hoping they'd be here by the time I did this video. But those, if you're planning to make this bag, those would be an awesome option as well for doing the straps. So that's how you do the straps. So I'm going to take it to the machine and I'm just going to sew this piece together right here and do the same on the other part. I'll show you this first one. Oh, Okay. Okay, so I'm just taking this piece that I clipped right there. Did I just drop my handle? Okay. And give yourself some room here. It can be a little tricky to get under your machine. Maybe I'll lay it this way. There we go. There we go. All right. If you can sew a box around this stitch, that would be even better, but I don't know if I can, so I'm just gonna do a couple of these straight stitches on there. And it should hold just fine. Okay, so that, I should have used black thread. That's okay. That's okay. I'm just gonna burn my edges there. Make sure my thread stays. Okay. There it is. Okay, go ahead and do that on your other one. And we'll put the handles on and we're done. Okay guys, end product. I finished my sliders there. I put on my handles and it's done, yay! Looks good. Hopefully this will give you the confidence to do this bag. Let me know if you guys have any questions, any comments. Please, I try and answer everybody's questions daily if I can. So I check often. And thank you so much for watching my video. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more. And I'm always open to suggestions on patterns to try. Everybody have a good day. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all healthy. And I'll see you soon. Bye.